Makes demo number 4. Makes demo number 4. Makes demo number 4. Makes demo number 4. Makes demo makes demo makes demo number 4.
If I must take flight tonight, right upon the black light, search and fight for the right tight lyrical height. From the radius to the circumference of my mind shall ignite into a bright white light that blindeth all sight, shining like a castle night with armor polished like ice, or a device that looks nice and will entice. Always remember before you roll the dice and check the price twice. Stay away from rats and mice that carry lice and stick to their host like a parasite or white on rice. If you're down and out, let me give you a heist back in, because I represent a friend that's here to win. And if I start to drown, then I shall start to swim. Keep my mind open and let the light in so it don't get dim. Tackle all thoughts and win with a 3-second pin beneath the skin. Yes, I am him, the soul that dwelleth from within. Never grin when I witness a sin or someone breaking the law of the Lord. In the name of Yeshua, bless them, they that strive for repent. Erase the mental lick and it makes them bent. Show them where they went while they were sent to a 3-dimensional petri dish the size of a tent. I can switch up the flow and speak in past tense if you know what I meant. If someone hits my car and creates a dent, my clothes will I rent. Never trample in the house of pink. Keep it real for all the ladies and gents. So raise up off the bench, hop the fence and come forth hence. After you dirty your hands, you must always rinse. So give your arm a pinch before you get lynched by a Grinch made of evil inch from inch. To beat him will be a cinch if you catch a glimpse of reality. Focus on all the wimps that act like pimps or funny chicks playing their role of gimps as their thoughts drift and limp. And freedom of the mind will be held in contempt.
Makes demo number 4.
It is now time for everyone to take a small intermission. So start to stop and listen as I provide a prophetic provision. Examine through a prism like premonition, dispersing different decisions.
Demo number 4.
After this sensational rush of my mind, collaborating how to bust, my face turns red like blush from pondering particular primordial poems, resulting in medial moans and groans from all the aches in my bones. The side effect of this deliberation, revelation shall subdue me to slavery, a form of baptismal chrism that helps me gather children, performing a circumcision with a lyrically sharp incision. After my mission, I feel a scratchy itching within my throat as if a virus invaded my system. Supplying a type of stimulus terrorism, developing hyperthyroidism, slowly feeling each symptom upon this body that I must enlist in. But I will gladly remain receiving this promotional pain as long as my rhymes gradually gain, slowly moving to a higher frame, praying for my confidant, knowing well that he's about to cleanse his name from the jail stain upon his brain. Living in a world with 15-minute intervals, saying the same thing, rubbing out your name. Sugary sweets help you maintain, but they are difficult to get with the money to claim a love to your mate. You know I'm always behind you, 110%, and as soon as we connect, we get a blaze of hemp in the HA10. Reminiscing our days of camps, combined with rusty donuts with dents. When I began to think, I wrote this flow with ink. When you were looking at female guard, gave you 3 winks. When I understood the incarceration situation, my eyes began to sink, followed by 2 blinks. But life in the flesh really stinks, and only one being can work out the kinks of all gigantic mental links, forming freedom like the exodus from the land of the Sphinx.
Makes demo number 4.
I stay perched on a poplar like an owl, prepared to precautiously prowl and growl after hearing the howl of the trumpet call, followed by many stars that fall, casting affiliate to one and all, looking for a lost lummox lurking within dark halls and hollow walls. With all sincerity and cordial clarity, exercise, express in charity and being lavish. So when all the cherubims chuckling perish, you'll still have your soul to cherish. If a better understanding is what you need, then allow me to plant a seed after poking a hole in your mind with a reed, hoping to evacuate every gram of greed through this reality creed. Gather meat for the ultimate feed, going through the garden armed with the gospel gun, grazing weeds, absorbing certain laws as I read like a Pharisee, stacking bits of knowledge embedded in beads. The rhymes that I create that illustrate, compensate for the lugubrious lust of a universal female mate, in which irritate and agitate within my cranial crate, as I state in a sober like weight, haunted by horrible visions of how to penetrate and copulate, feeling irate from the loss of being physically elate, combined with the bodily sedate after an extravagant ejaculate from giving into the lustful bait, entering the gate of a flopple fractious fate. Only if you can relate to the nutritional meat served on his plate, so examine and partake during this lyrical escalate that will translate as well as transliterate after I corrugate the words that insulate upon a one-dimensional paper slate at a slowish rate. Subsequent to the great contemplate, I illuminate and concentrate on how to configure it and evaluate, minimize the many mistakes. When I confiscate a chunk of raw emotion with a massive weight, I gradually grate so I can separate the real from the fake. Then inaugurate an expeditional excavate that will infiltrate every trait and irrigate a mental form of filtrated phosphate, helping to cleanse and regulate my mind state, stay in a plate so I can appoint a certain date to consolidate, then demonstrate different points of view within my crew as we congratulate each other on what we do. Try to stay away from brew and any type of felon, taking precaution against the harlot's hellion rebellion, using their bodies for selling. But in 80 years they'll be swelling and smelling. Instead of withholding, they were telling. It wasn't long in the relationship before they were yelling, vocals excelling, expressing a mental hell where they are dwelling and where they live. It's time to realize and it's time to give. Take your life, restart and relive, cause in the end the earth will take what you refuse to give. Catch a warm whiff from a whiplash and we're at the drift like a raft in the night under the tight bright moonlight, calmly caressing the water after a downstream draft embraces the craft, staying away from the collapse of becoming mentally daft. Let's change up the plan and sniff upon land, quickly approach a shore linking with the sand. The reason behind my messenger brand being concealed in a can is to a total sweet savor that is gratefully grand and fresh to man. When my traveling thoughts flock, my lyrical Glock pulls a handle back cocks, preparing for chagrin like any stone with rocks. Before I talk, I check the clock, then I hit the block and go for a mind-winding walk. I will stock the door of knowledge like a hawk, embark on the barrier and knock, praying that truthfulness and wisdom will unlock, creating a buffness like a jock withdrawn with a mental chalk, duct tape and cock, all the crock a smelly sock, within a lake, underneath the dock. The notion that I make is here to give instead of take, as the truth grabs all fake cakes and bakes. After commencing a thrustle stab to the stiff, steaming cold heart with a supersonic soaring steak, injecting a supplement that feeds a filthy dumb bum a clean positive crumb to help their mind come undone and learn to grow as one through one, with love for all, slow to fall, quick to stand tall, disregarding the size of the hall, and never worrying at all. Through having faith and being blessed, slow to make a fast call, researching past days of call, praying to exit Saul. But before I unload, I first must haul. Dark halls and hollow walls secretly surround us all, so stand tall and avoid the crawl, cause before you unload, you first must haul. Take a break from meddling amongst merchants and malls, lower the laughter and listen when I call, preparing for the spiritual brawl where many stars will fall, casting affiliates, not one but all, spreading their wings, searching for the abundance of brains biblically small. Through wonderment, worship raising images, beseeching Baalim instead of praying to eventually exit Saul. But I'm reluctant to recall that I reside in the MPL double ST Paul, where most of the people perversely practice perjury, poisoned by predominant pitfalls, surrounded by dark halls and hollow walls, dark halls and hollow walls. Last gig is 11 lies. The bona fide birth of this recorded registered rhyme shall radiate through space and time, from the expressive essence of my meticulous mind, moving mountains after a courageous climb, then intricately inclined in sanitary rivers that proceed by in a straight line, immensely infested with incongruously gathered grime, passing trees and fallen leaves combined of maple, oak, and prickly pine, pumping purification at the peak of my prime, restoring the ruinous crime with the remedial refine of the righteous divine, to segregate and undermine all the suicidal swine swinging on a vacuous vine, vociferously drifting down a dangerously distant decline, drafting a disobedient democracy, displaying a fragmented philosophy, hypnotized by a horrific hypocrisy and a diabolically divided theocracy, theoretically explaining the chronology of ancient ancestry, try to analyze abundant analogies within my absolute anthology that will continually chastise consistently the corrupted contumacious genealogy, correctively curing mental calamity if understood precisely. Yo, I walk this provisional planet at a sorrowful pace, with a warm embrace toward its grace, discarding the disgrace of looking into a mirror and being blinded by my real face as the physical takes its place. I shed a tear after my eyes catch a taste of reality's mace. Every day is Halloween within my carnal estate, perspiring poetry from thoughts my heart can't escape. I repair each tribulation tear through wisdom with a knowledge tape. The cape of understanding is great. Can you relate? What? I walk this provisional planet at a sorrowful pace, with a woman braced towards grace, sliced, discarded through the pores, from mine to yours, being blinded by my real face as the physical takes its place. I shed a tear after shouts out to JC, locked up reality's maze. Every day is Halloween within my carnal estate, perspiring poetry from thoughts my heart can escape. Our ears almost over, tribulation tear through wisdom. Open your arms to your brethren. The cape of understanding is great. Give some warmth to the cold shoulder. Physique was raised by a different type of streak. Or pray for the boulders to fall upon your head, unified with the asking for death, but beneficial for boundless beats, which resume on what should have knew, till the credible concrete understanding is complete. Learn how to grow, comprehend my architect like this you must know, and define how by design each rhyme. Here's a proportional petite peak.
Make stem on number 4. 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 Make stem on number 4.
991999.